78 Sports TV here. So I'm checking out my boy Boxing Beats and Rhymes page.
Doing it from Boxing Beats and Rhymes channel.
This is Tony Thompson, chilling with Boxing Beats and Rhymes. Everyone, you chilling with Boxing Beats and Rhymes. This is that mere hardcore man store on Boxing Beats and Rhymes YouTube channel.
I don't know if you answer. Possible Manny Pacquiao fight with Floyd Mayweather. How you feel about that?
Well, basically, it's a fight that still has the potential to happen.
Yes, we have Mr. James Ali Bashir in the building after a successful title defense from Team Klitschko. And we have Errol Jarrett, obviously. And who else is here? And Chris Caban. So, you're obviously upbeat right now. You know what I mean?
I feel bad. I feel better because we got it behind us. And I actually feel not happy just because we won, but I'm happy because neither guy got seriously injured. I don't believe Pulev was pretty busted up, but I don't think either one of them is hurt beyond repair, and I'm happy about that. Of course, I'm happy about that because it's designed to be a sport, not for somebody to get seriously injured. Having said that, I believe that Pulev would beat most of the heavyweights, if not all of the heavyweights outside of Wladimir Klitschko. I think that Pulev would beat those guys. I could be wrong, but from where I'm sitting at, I think that he would beat any of the top heavyweights that's out there right now.
Okay.
I agree.
I just don't see any of them. There's so many ingredients that goes into a top heavyweight. And he seems to have most of those ingredients, minus the ability to beat Wladimir Klitschko. Outside of that, I think that he contends and probably beats any of the top heavyweights out there. So they'll have to prove themselves. But as far as I'm concerned, outside of Wladimir, he's the guy to beat.
Yeah, I agree, man. That was impressive. What Klitschko, what Vladimir did, that wasn't impressive. And Shannon Briggs needs to sit down, man. He needs to. After seeing that left hook was beautiful. I'm watching the fight actually now as we're speaking. Left hook. He
did the left hook a few times in the fight. He couldn't miss with it. He couldn't miss with it. Everybody was focused on the right hand, and they completely disrespected and forgot about the left hook.
Yeah,
it's a powerful left hook. It's a dangerous left hook. Samuel Peters can attest to that. So they totally forgot about the left hook, and as it turned out, it was a terrible mistake. I think that the people out here are so egotistic in boxing. I saw that the guy was busted up, and the cut man was outside the ropes trying to work on the cut when he should have been in front of the guy working on the cut. I said that to say that there are so many egotistic people in boxing that are not boxers, and they want their 5 minutes of fame. I did this, or I did that, or I did this, instead of paying their dues to become educated in the sport. And I think that boxers need to take a closer look at their careers and what they're doing and the people they're doing it with. You come to the dance with sub-novices. When he was knocked down in the first round twice, devastating knockdowns, devastating punches. Vladimir shoved him a little bit at the last time, but he was already gone down anyway. He was hurt, and he was going to go down whether Vladimir shoved him or not. He better be thankful that he shoved him and not punched him again, or he might have been out in that knockdown.
I agree, man. I agree. The knockdown was good, but that was one of the impressive performances. And listen, one of the best performances I've seen from him for many a time. I saw you was ecstatic in the ring, man. You couldn't conceal your.
I was doing that because it was some guys from Bulgaria. They kept hurling insults all night long. Every time I went in and out of the locker room, they was hurling insults. Saying that my guy was going to go to the hospital. My guy was going to get beaten, and they was being rude, And I'm very seldom do I get emotional at any fight. I never get emotional. And I got emotional because I was ecstatic that he knocked him out.
Yeah. Because he seemed to take more risks. He was taking more risks than it was. He really wanted to get my guy out of there. I think Pulev annoyed him, didn't he, with the drug allegations and everything.
But
Pulev annoyed him.
Not only that, a lot of people from the Bulgarian contingent annoyed him, and he got angry about it, and he just had his mind made up. He got his mind made up that, hey, I'm going to get this guy. I'm going to get him. And, he was angry,
Yeah.
I just think that boxers need to take a closer look at, who they're putting in their corners, who they're having in their corners to govern their affairs, because there's so many sub-novices in boxing, and that's why boxing is in the doldrums right now, because there's so many stuff. It makes me sick. It makes me sick because everybody is a professional. Everybody knows what they're doing, and if you ask these people, they don't have nothing to back up what they're doing. Nothing.
So
I said to a reporter last night, and I'll say it now, that Wladimir Klitschko has the most professional team in boxing right now. There's no team that's no more professional than the team that Wladimir Klitschko has with him right now.
Why'd you say that?
Yeah. We're the professionals in the sport. We have the history to back it up. The history to back it up. He's not gonna. I don't see nobody. Like I said, I think Pulev beats all of the heavyweights that's out there. I think he beats them.
What, just based on that performance yesterday, you don't think there's no one out there else who could beat Pulev?
I don't think nobody out there can do that to Pulev.
Okay.
I don't think nobody out there can do that. What Wladimir Klitschko did to Pulev, who else did that?
No one. Yeah, that's true.
Who else came close to doing that?
No one. What he did to put, that's why I was rating it so high. That was very impressive. It shook the division up. If people think Wladimir, like you said, he's got another 7 years. He said that as well. He feels great. Everything you said came to pass. He's got another 7 years. It was everything you said, man. It shook me up. These people, we realized they think they got him slipping. He blew out a top contender.
Yeah.
Everyone said it was a threat.
He blew him out. He blew him out. No one ever even came close to doing that to Kubrat Pulev. Not even close.
Yeah.
He beat Tony Thompson. He beat Dimitrenko. And he beat the big guy, Ustinov. Those are three, they're not the greatest heavyweights, but they're very good heavyweights. All right? He beat them relatively easy. He shut them down and beat them. Wladimir Klitschko made beating Kubrat Pulev look easy. He made it look easy. Yeah.
It's like I see him bouncing. Like, I haven't seen that much from Klitschko, man. Is he adding new things into his game at this stage?
Well, he's growing. He figures that he's like a child with a new toy. As I said before, he wants to fight. He wants to be in the game. He wants to compete. He wants to show people that I've got more. I've got more than what y'all seen. Yeah, he still got some rough spots. And who knows what happens, like I said, after you've been knocked out. Corey Sanders knocked him out.
Yeah.
Ross Purity, and Layman Brewster, those guys ran him out of gas, but the Corey Sanders knocked him out. So you never know what happens to a guy after a defeat. Wladimir Klitschko has struggled to come back. He has struggled to get this far, and people got to give credit where credit is due. The guy is a worker.
Yeah.
He's a worker, and he's not backing down. He was bombing this kid last night with big shots, with big booming shots. You had to be at ringside to appreciate the noise that them punches was making. I said, God, dog, man, this guy's getting.
You didn't need to be ringside. We could see it from there. They were some powerful shots, man.
That left,
we could see that was some powerful shots, man.
Yeah, that
But
left
I
hook.
can imagine from ringside it must have been boom.
Yes, it was jarring. It was like if you could hear it from ringside, the noise that those shots was making. I said, Lord, I hope this guy doesn't get hurt.
And
No.
the shots Pulev took last night, I doubt if he ever be the same again because he took a beating last night.
Yeah, I think he should retire.
Listen. I just said the same thing. We were at dinner half hour ago,
Okay.
and I alluded to the fact. I said if this Pulev is not injured beyond repair, I said that he'll beat the top heavyweights out there because of a few things, because of his mindset, his work ethic. He's a tough guy. He can box. You know, he can obviously take a punch because he got up and recovered. I thought he was knocked out clearly in the first round. Had Lad got a little excited and allowed Pulev to live. But if he had maintained his composure and boxed a little more, he would have knocked him out in the first round.
Yeah.
James, did Klitschko work on that left hook in camp, or was it an opening he see there and then on the fight?
Well, we work on a lot of things. We work on a diversity of things. We never stop trying to find a way to get better. You know, we called it back to his attention. We saw it in some fights. We're doing it and trying to train against us. Let's try it. So he's been working on those things, of course. He's always trying things, and he's pretty soon we'll have him body punching again. Like I said, when you've been knocked out, you know, it's hard to say where a fighter's securities go. So you have to gradually bring a guy back to what he used to do. If you look at Klitschko before Corey Sanders, you could see that he was body punching. He was beating people up. He was the new George Foreman. He was the new George Foreman prior to that day. If you look at the fights with Ray Mercer and this guy from Las Vegas, I forget his name, and Jamil McCline. If you look at all of these fights, you'll find that he was doing a lot of punching and he was beating people up. So, you know, gradually he's coming back to where he was. And if he gets 2 more knockouts, who knows the Klitschko that you'll see in the 4th or 5th fight from now.
Well, listen, man, on all-time great, man, that Pulev win goes a long way for me, man. I got him. Hey, but that was impressive. That left hook was quick. Hey, man, it was good. And you see the other contenders, they better beware, man, because that Klitschko, that one can be all them guys contender, all of them.
Yeah.
None of them can deal with that left hook. None of them can deal with that left hook. None of them.
Yeah.
That was quick, man. It's like B said, he would jump on his feet and wham! I ain't never seen him do that before. I ain't never seen that before. Never.
That was impressive to me.
Yeah.
If Pulev can't beat him, I think he's going to retire with the belts. I thought that was the dude that was going to challenge him, but I don't see nobody else.
They gonna be scared of that left hook, man. That left hook, because usually he does straights. You know, he throws straight hands and leans, and I ain't never see that. The way he came with that jumping left hook, it was like, wow. It's like a middleweight.
Yeah. And he's a powerful puncher.
Yeah.
He's a dangerous puncher. The whole thing is for him to rediscover how to be a relaxed fighter. And I tell him this all the time. We talk all the time. We talk in depth. We talk boxing. We talk shop about boxing all of the time. Yeah. You know, and I always make the analogies of George Foreman. I always talk about how relaxed George Foreman punches. The second coming of George Foreman. Mm-hmm. He was a relaxed guy. He can go 20 rounds because he was always punching relaxed. Dead weight punches. Those dead weight punches hurt because you're not loading up on them. You're not tightening your muscles up. And you have oxygen to go those rounds. And if we can just reintroduce that comfort zone to him, he'll be a better boxer for it, you know?
Yeah. That was the most comfortable I've seen him in the ring, probably, you know. It's weird to say that he's probably just learning the game right now. Like this is probably the most enjoyable period for him as a boxer right now. At this period here,
right?
You know,
right?
Can he actually enjoy boxing?
Yeah, James. What we noticed in the first round is Tony Weeks seemed to split them up straight away. You know, he'd break them up and it seemed to work for Klitschko
Well, I
nicely.
thought that he tolerated a little more as a referee. You know, I wouldn't have tolerated that much. I would have stopped that nonsense from the start. I would start taking points right away. Right away, I would start taking points. That's the only way to stop that. I would start taking points right away. I'd tell them to listen, guys, stop it. If you do it again, I'm going to start taking points. I'm letting you know. You got to stop that. He tolerated too much, you know. And then Pulev's corner complained after the fight that there was a lot of dirty tactics, but it was a lot of dirty tactics on both sides. On both
Yeah,
guys.
he's done a lot of rabbit punching. Like Pulev done a whole load of rabbit punching, you know.
Huh?
Pulev done a lot of rabbit punching, but I think,
And they kept saying Vladimir did some dirty tactics. I said, listen, man, it was a fight. That was no Girl Scout meeting out there. It was a fight.
Yeah.
You know,
Nothing to complain about. No, he can have no grounds to complain. He got his shot, and he just wasn't good enough.
he got his shot. He just wasn't good enough. You got knocked out. Call it a day and try to get on the back of the line and come back.
Yeah. I don't think he can come back. I think he done it, and he landed some punches on Wladimir as well. He landed some good punches on Wladimir. Wladimir took the punches and came back with something hard. Like there was a round. The round he got knocked out, he was coming back on Wladimir, and Wladimir finished him in that round.
Right. If you see the jab, he jabbed Wladimir in the chest, in the solar plexus in the first round. Vladimir's legs stiffened up.
Mm-hmm.
If you watch the first round closely, Pulev fires a left jab. It lands somewhere right under the right chest.
Yeah, I thought that done his nose.
Vladimir's legs stiffen up a little bit. So he hurt him with that shot. You know? He hurt him. And then after that, Wladimir just knocked him down. It was a fight, and he got caught, so call it a day. You know, be a man. Say you won the fight.
Yeah. See, I was very surprised by that at the end. He started moaning and stuff. I couldn't believe that. There was no grounds for that. He come in there, fought, and he got took out in style.
In style.
Yeah,
Those
in
was big
style.
shots. Those was big shots. Those was big shots. Those shots were nothing to sneeze at. Those were big shots, and you got taken out, and that was it.
Well, see, Pulev had that spirit that you were saying. You know, you predicted that beforehand.
I told Wladimir. Wladimir asked me in the training camp. He said, "What did you think Pulev was gonna do?" I said, "Well," he said, "How would you fight Pulev?" I said, "Well, I would jab with a jabber. The only way to stop a good jabber from jabbing is to jab with him." And that went for Pulev and Wladimir. Whoever won the war of jabs was going to probably win the fight. But in this case, Wladimir resorted to throwing the left hook. Something else. I said, look, when Pulev jabs, you throw the left hook. Whenever he jabs, you throw the left hook. You know, you're bound to catch him because Pulev raises his right hand up so high when he throws his jab.
Yeah.
There's a clear driveway to his chin. So you throw the hook when he jabs because he always raises the right elbow when he jabs. And as it turned out, bang, the left hook was right there.
But his biggest mistake, he stood right in front of Vlad, and I think he underestimated how hard and how long Vlad's punches are, man. And
yeah, that was a mistake too. But even more was a mistake. After the two knockdowns in the first round, Pulev, I don't know whether it was at his corner's direction or was he did it on his own. He came back out trying to fight. My instruction to the fighter would have been at that point, you need to grab, you need to hold, you need to take one knee, you need to just get your heads clear. So let's take the next 2 rounds off to try to get back to where we were. But do not try to fight. Let them have the rounds. What I need you to do is go out, move, skate, slip, slide, stay to the side, go to the knee, just get through the rounds and collect yourself. But to my surprise, Pulev came out in the second round and tried to fight, which was a bad mistake because he opened the door for himself to get hurt more in the third round. The second round gave him some kind of comfort zone that, you know, because it was a bad round for both of them, so it gave him some kind of comfort that I'm still in the fight. And as a result, he came back out in the third round, really got rocked again, got really hurt.
Yeah, for the tactics he was using, trying to sort of like get Vlad to lead off and counter him, he didn't seem to be willing to he didn't seem to be sharp enough with the head movement and the countering. You know, so it seemed to Pulev, you know, like he was obviously trying to draw the leads from Vlad, and he seemed to want to sort of
He
counter.
got frustrated because Lad would not commit.
Yeah, that's right.
He got frustrated because Lad wouldn't go for it. The
Yeah.
same way Bernard got frustrated with Kovalev because Kovalev wouldn't commit.
Yeah.
And he
Bernard wanted a tactical game. If you punched it, I'll counter punch it, I'll move away. But Kovalev didn't play into that hands, and when he did that there, Bernard fell apart.
yeah.
Bernard fell apart. He said, I don't, you know. He said, I have nothing to work on now because he won't commit. And Lad wouldn't commit, and that shut Pulev down.
Yeah.
It shut him down.
Yeah.
He didn't have a plan B.
Yeah. He dictated it at his own pace, you know. Even when the referee would break him up at the clinches, Vlad always got his punch in first, and he floored him a couple of times with that. And he couldn't see the punches coming. He didn't see them coming. You know, so Vlad weren't telegraphing him. Like, he was quick, he was sharp, you know, and he was aware. He wouldn't let my guy reset, hit him, knocked him down. Great performance, man.
Yeah. It was a masterclass for Glad, man. I think like Tyson Fury, the winner of Tyson Fury, Derek Chisora, they'll be ordering for it by March. So do you think that will be his next challenge for Klitschko going forward?
I think that Klitschko is going to go after the win of Deontay Wilder and Stavern. Off that win last night, every one of the organizations that's backing him need to let him have a little room because he's done everything they asked him to do.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Can I just say, Derek will be the hardest fighter for Vlad. Do you know why? Because none of these guys know how to work to the body. They don't know how to punch aside in combinations.
Yeah, but with Lad's footwork, he's going to be a little hard for Derek. Derek's trying to come in.
It would be, yeah.
Derek is very vulnerable when he comes in. That's why I told Lad and Jonathan Banks, the three of us was talking, and both of those guys said that Chisora was going to give David Hay a hard time. I said, nah. I said that he's going to try to jump in there, and somewhere that jumping in, David's going to catch him, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Jonathan and Lad chose Derek Chisora to win that fight. I chose David Hay because of Derek's style, not because Derek is a bad fighter, because of his style and David's style. I said he's going to jump in there, he's going to run into something, and that's what's going to happen with Lad too. He's going to jump in and he's going to run into something. You see that Lad got a left hook. He's got a left hook, and if Derek jumps in there and tries to pull his way, then he could be a victim of that left hook.
Yeah. That space. Yeah.
He just introduced something new to his arsenal.
Yeah.
Before he was just noted for just doing a double jab and a right hand. Now they got to watch the right hand straight, and they got to watch the left hook from coming as an uppercut or a hook itself. He's delivering a half hook, half uppercut all along.
Yeah, he shook up the world with that, man. He scared me, man. That performance, I'm not, it scared me. And so what you just said with Derek, so how you see him faring against Tyson Fury? I don't see them guys dealing with that sort of speed, man. I don't see no one dealing with that type of speed. The short distance he could minister that uppercut. Like you said, man, I don't know how they're going to beat him. I don't know how they're going to beat him with that performance, man. Pulev was the number one guy. Those are people they've been talking about for years. He's going to do this, he's going to do that. We have a new champion. He blew him out the water in the first round, man. So I don't know what other guys are going to do. Deontay Wilder, Stavern. None of them got something like that. None of them got that left hook going like that.
I'm telling you, from a fan's point of view, I'm anxious to see. Come on. I'm just saying, come on. Let's make the fights and let's get this boat full. I'd like to see him fight 3 times next year. I'd like to see 3 fights next year. Tyson Fury, Chisora, and whoever wins between Deontay and Stavern.
Yeah.
Whoever wins between Tyson Fury and Chisora, whoever wins between Stavern and Deontay, I want to see the fights. I want to see the best fights that they could be made. The heavyweight division was just got an infusion last night.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. It was an infusion. He broke in and he knocked him out. That last knockdown that he got hit that floor, he was gone.
Yeah.
That was brutal.
Can you do everything in your power in the camp? I know it's a big ox. like, unless Shannon Brink knocks out a contender, don't let that fight happen, man. It's really, I mean, like, you know, like.
I really don't think that they can justify. I don't think the organizations, even though the WBA ranked Shannon number 7, I don't think that it's going to happen. You know, I don't think Vlad wants that fight. You know.
Yeah, it's going backwards. That's going backwards. You know, he's in the ascension now. He wants the winner of Wilder and Stavern, and like you say, you know, then comes the Furies and the Chisoras. If Shannon can knock somebody off, you know, a recognizable, credible opponent, then fair enough. But until then, no.
Shannon gonna get hurt, man.
He ain't gonna get hurt.
He gonna get hurt, man. He gonna get hurt. I don't want it on Shannon. Let's go, champ. I see in his face. Let's go. He don't want it after that, man.
No, you see his face after the first knockdown?
Yeah, man. Don't want it after that. That backed him up, man. That backed up. If that didn't back up the whole division, like, whoa, shit.
Yeah.
That backed up the whole division, man.
And they was talking about Brian Jennings.
No, never.
They was talking about Brian Jennings right now, and I keep telling they got to write it down there. They got to write it down in Philadelphia. Who's that? The Mouthpiece. This guy's a writer, the Mouthpiece. And I keep telling him Brian Jennings is not ready for no Wladimir Klitschko, and I doubt if he'll ever be ready for him.
Yo, but he's rated. But the fact is, though, man, he's rated in the top 3. He's in 3 of the organizations. He's rated number 2 in the WBC, 2 WBA, 8 IBF, and he's number 5 in the WBO. So I've got no problem with it. If it's an easy fight, look. If that's who's there, that's it, and it's an easy fight for Vlad. So be it.
Yeah, I wouldn't sleep on Brian, but I'm to be honest with you, I can't get excited about that fight. I just don't see what he got to threaten Vlad with. You know.
Well, he's unbeaten.
I can see if he was a great jabber, or he was a great right hand puncher, or a great left hooker. But what do we have to threaten Wladimir Klitschko with? I don't see it.
I have a lot of power.
I see him getting hurt inside of 5 rounds. Bad.
Well, you know,
yeah,
like you say, it's not high on the priority. But Stavern and Wilder, any of them two, that like, you know, like Vlad can take it easy next year, have maybe just a mark time fight, but that's the one we want to see. The winner is Stavern and Wilder. That's what I mean.
Right.
We definitely want to see that. You know. Anything between Stavern and Wilder or Fury and Chisora, we're good. We're good with that, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, going back to Chisora, James, do you not feel Chisora's got better defense against bigger fighters, bigger men? No, and him being able to rush Wladimir a little bit, like when Wladimir did land that beautiful left hook,
he has a great aggression against bigger fighters that can't punch. But when you can punch like Wladimir Klitschko, that makes a big difference when you're rushing in. I just see a scenario much like Joe Frazier and George Foreman. That's what I see.
What about Vitali fight though? You know, Vitali's a just as big a puncher now.
Yeah, but you're talking different styles. Different kind of styles. Vitali was a big lanky guy, and Chisora was able to skate with him, but I don't think he'd have that same success with Wladimir.
Huh.
I think Wladimir would pick him off coming in.
It'd be an interesting fight. So, does Vitali ever show you any willingness to get back in the ring? You know, when he's around these big fights and you guys...
He's a fighter. You know, I'm sure that the bug bites him, you know, and who knows, we may not have seen the last of him.
So you're not got any plans on training him anytime soon then?
No. He's the mayor of Kiev, so he's got his hands tied up in politics now. But he's in such good shape, he could come back next week and probably beat half of the division, if not the whole division.
Yeah. Does he spar with Vlad sometimes?
No.
Get him ready?
No, never.
No.
No.
Because he would have been a good sparring partner for the Pulev fight, I would have thought, with a jab.
He stopped sparring with Vlad under his mother's instruction years ago.
No, they don't spar. They don't spar. They do not spar. They just stay away from that.
So how did Wladimir grade his performance? How did he grade it?
Well, Vladimir's the kind of guy, he's got to go back to the seclusion of his own mind, and we'll talk about it next camp. He doesn't talk about it right away. He just came in, and we sat down and ate a dinner, and he went to bed. I haven't seen him since.
Okay. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. I have to say, though, like, it's nothing to do with Vlad, but the rest of the card, man, they need to do better card for a heavyweight championship.
Right. Right.
Yeah. I thought it was a bit underwhelming, the other fights. But
right. Yeah. They have to do a better job. Yeah. That's what promoters don't look at. Promoters just try to sell the main event, and then they give you a BS undercard. But they give people a better show. They don't. It all boils down to money. It all boils down to money. That's what it is. It boils down to money. They don't want to pay the individuals,
Yeah.
Man, I got a plane to catch, and it's good talking with you guys. And I'll rap to you the next time. Hopefully, I'll rap to you in a few days when I'm inside the Ukraine. When I get in Kiev, Ukraine, once I get set up in my hotel, get everything set up and get ready to go to work there, I'll give you a call.
All right, Mr. Bashir. Much appreciated.
Yeah.
Live and direct.
Just going to say this here in my parting lines, that I don't think there's no heavyweight out there that can beat Wladimir Klitschko. And I do think that Kubrat Pulev will be able to pull himself up by the bootstraps and come back. And I think he's the guy to beat. Outside of Wladimir Klitschko, I think this guy Pulev, anybody that can come up and beat him, and now would be a good time to do it because he got blown out last night. He got beaten up last night. And I said the exact things at dinner a little while ago, if he's not damaged. Because Wladimir Klitschko finished, he break him off. Ibrahimov was never the same. Calvin Brock was never the same. Chagayev was never the same. Povetkin seems to be able to, he's bouncing back. So Lad didn't finish him, even though he beat up on him pretty bad. He's beating these guys up. He's not just beating him, he's beating them up.
Yep. That was a beatdown, man. That was a beatdown.
Yeah.
Yeah, that rang silent.
Because Pulev tried to get rough with Lad, and Lad got rough with him, roughed him up, sapped him of his strength, and started cracking him with big shots. I mean, cracking him with big shots. Damn, he hit him with some hard shots. I said, Lord, I hope this guy don't fall out. I just hope he don't get killed here.
Yeah. Remember, you did say when we talked to you before about people who knock out every punch they take takes a year at your career. I think his career is over. In my opinion, them knockouts was devastating. That knockout, the way he hit the canvas, head bounced off the canvas, it was devastating. He could come back, but why does he need to? He challenged for the championship of the world. He couldn't do it.
He took too many flush punches to the head.
Yeah. There's nothing left, man. Like, them other guys can pick his bones now like vultures, like you said, Mr. Bashir.
Yeah, he got hit hard. He got hit hard, Mm-hmm. These guys underestimate, like I said, they underestimate the power of Wladimir Klitschko. And he brought the power back out from the mothballs last night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the variety with that power and speed.
He was bombing,
Yeah, he was bombing, man. Man, oh, man, we like you know what? Everything you said came to pass. Alex, or the Usyk, you go into that camp. Mr. Bashir's the man to be him. We're glad people are enjoying these interviews with you. We're getting good feedback from all your interviews and all your wise wisdom you're bestowing on the YTBC, man. Thank you, Mr. Bashir.
I'm grateful, but as I said, that comes from years and years and years of training in the presence of master trainers. Mm. And when I part wisdom, I part wisdom in their names, and I'm thankful to have shared the same space and time with them. Mm. People that probably never heard of those guys, but I remember, I know them, Slim Robinson, Sam Solomon, Lee Black, Tommy Parks, Bobby McQuilla, all of these guys that the listening fans probably never
Eddie
heard
of. See, they don't know them names. I know them names because I'm as old as you. I'm a fan.
You know what I'm saying? These guys, Luther Burgess, Walter Smith, Bill Miller, people probably never heard of those guys. But my wisdom is a testimony to the bits and portions of wisdom that they shared with me over the years and that I clamored for. And I held audience with them, and I always asked questions. And I learned from listening to them, and I discovered different things about myself, about my intellect, just by being able to maintain those things that each one of them parted wisdom with me. Each one of them had something to tell me. See, each one of them had an application to give me. This is what you need to do. That's how you, and I learned through that. So I'm able to sit back and be able to critique. Most of the time, if I'm saying something about a fight, I'd say that 91% of the time I'm right. 91%. And I'll leave a margin of 9% of error, but most of the time I'm saying something because I'm studying it like an octagon, from above, from the side, from underneath. I'm watching and learning. I'm not a wise guy, and I still do the same thing. I'm looking at everybody in the game trying to learn more because I want to be that professor. I want to be that guy that can just critique something and tell you what's going to happen. And I'm telling you, Wladimir Klitschko got a lot more in his tank because he wants to do it. He wants to be there. He desires to be the best of the best.
Being the best isn't... But I'm getting a feeling that being technically the best, we know he's the best. He wants people to say, go away from his performances going, oh, that's what he wants now.
Yeah.
Hey, you got that from me yesterday.
Listen, man. When people talk about all-time greats, man. Listen, man. That performance scared the shit out of me, man.
I think that Wladimir Klitschko is closing in. As far as KO percentage, I think he's closing in on Joe Louis' record. I think only Joe Louis has a better KO percentage, and his brother, of course. Mm. Those are the only two that have better KO percentage than him, and he's closing in on both of those records.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he tied Larry Holmes last night.
I think he got 53 knockouts in 62 fights.
Mm. Yeah, he was spectacular yesterday. That's why he should only go into fights now that's going to bring the best out of him. Otherwise, if he fights some guys like Povetkin and the guy that he fought, Tao Pao, I don't think that brings the best out of him. He needs to be in some firefights like Wilder or Chisora trying to fly at him so he can get these great KOs. I get the feeling that Wilder. I think he's going to run into some problems. He's a tough guy, a big puncher, but that big punching could be a blessing and it could be a curse. We'll see as we go. We'll see. Men, y'all have a good night, and I'll get with you guys again.
Okay, Mr. Bull. Thanks for your time.
Sure.
Yep.
Good night, Mr. Bashir.
Take care.
Good night.
Good night.
Or as they say in Ukraine, spokojnej noci. Spokojnej noci. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.